So I had an idea this morning. I was sipping my coffee in the morning, and I don't know if this will show up. It's really not the right way to show things. But this is kind of what I do almost every morning. In the hour or so after I'm waking up is sit down with my iPad and work through some ideas. Sometimes they're like new ideas, sometimes they're just like thoughts on how to implement things. And this morning I got kind of excited, and that's a good sign, about a new kind of enemy called the Trenchwalker. And I don't think I can code the Trenchwalker all in one session, but I think I can divide it up into maybe 2 parts. Sometimes it takes longer than I think it will. But it seems quite possible that the first part of this new enemy, I could just nail it. I kind of rushed home from work. I ate my food when I get home. I ate it really quick, and I just got like right to it. So I'm starting about an hour earlier than usual. 5 o'clock Seattle time, and normally I start at 6 or so. But I was in such a hurry to start on this because I'm friggin' excited. I think it's gonna be awesome. So to start with, I'm going to make a level that is just for my new element. I want a brand new home, a new playground that is specifically designed. Let me switch over away from my incredibly handsome face to the work window. Okay, so I'm going to create a new scene inside of Unity. This is my game. It's called the God Killer. I'm live coding it Monday through Thursday around 6 p.m. PST. And I'm a long-time game developer, or really done lots of kinds of development, including release some games. So this is another one. I'm pretty committed to it. I'm happy to have people follow me along in this journey. You might be watching this not live, you might be watching this on recording. So again, I'll repeat the times. If you want to catch me on Twitch live and chat along with me, Monday through Thursday around 6 p.m. Sometimes I start a little earlier or later because it's right after work. And then Sundays, not this particular Sunday, something came up, but most Sundays, 3 p.m. I have a different session where it's not coding, it's demoing features, it's designing levels, it's non-coding tasks related to the game, or just fun things related to the game. So I encourage you to stop by my channel on Twitch. I think if you're looking at this on YouTube, there's going to be like a little link underneath, and also you can see in the corner there's a little URL underneath my head, cspacelabs.com, the God Killer. You go there, it gives you links to everything. Alright, so that's the intro. Let's get going. I'm going to start with an empty boilerplate, a template for a level. I'm going to resave it. I'm going to save it as, I'll give it a name reflective of what I'm trying to do. I'll call it TW1. Okay, this is an empty level. Not going to make a real fancy level, but I just want some stuff on it that lets me try out the game element. That guy there is a player. That should say gal. She's a lady in my game. Looks a little bit off. Okay, that's fine. So then let's go get some more walls. I gotta make some trenches basically. So this new enemy is going to live in the trenches, or will be most at home in the trenches. This enemy likes to have his body protected. So I want to make a bunch of trenches. And that's not hard. That's real easy. I just do a little bit of 3D modeling, a little bit of extruding. I grab a surface and I just pull it off in one direction. Well, that wasn't extruding. Here's extruding. There's extrusion. So let's keep doing that. And this part that you see right here is going to be the trench. So inside of Unity, there is a package called Pro Builder that I'm using for the modeling. The nice thing about it is that instead of having to do modeling outside of, or mesh editing outside of Unity, I can do it right inside of Unity. And I'm not advertising Pro Builder. Other than that, I just think it's a good asset. And the people that support it have been working at it for a while, and they were really friggin' nice to me when I talked to them on their support forum, and they wasted a lot of time on me, like way more than, like when this was not a free product, I might have spent like $100 on it, but I got like $500 worth of their time. So I'm pretty satisfied that they were absorbed into the free offering by Unity, which means they must have gotten paid. I think Unity said, you guys are doing it right. So how would you like to not have to work quite as hard maybe, and just be included automatically in our free offering? I don't know their whole story. I'm guessing that's how it went. But yeah, it sounds like a good deal for them, and I think they deserve it. They made some good software. So let's keep making some trenches. Yeah, not like that. And I want more of like a honeycomb type of not a honeycomb, but more interconnected passageways. So I'll just start out by creating a bunch of unconnected blocks. I know I'll be able to extrude them to the shapes I want. So I'm just kind of putting them in place to start out where they might basically be, and then I'll extrude them so that they form the actual shapes that I want. This is fun. I enjoy this type of modeling, which is not like the hardest kind of thing to do as far as 3D modeling tasks go. It's very, I guess it's very programmer-y. Everything's sort of on 90-degree angles on the grid. When you're trying to make more organic shapes, it's harder. That's something I've not had much success at. I'm like total crap at UV mapping. Or that's probably more of a function of the tools that I'm familiar with, which is not many. Because if I use the UV mapper and Pro Builder, I have to admit it's not good for more complex tasks. So alright, so I'm making a little network of passageways. And I'll be done with this part pretty soon. We'll move on to creating the enemy. But for now, I'm just enjoying myself making twisty little passages, which is also the name of a game I'm going to be demoing. Twisty Little Passages by Mike Reimer. Boom. Okay, that's starting to be enough. Now I might be edging off into self-indulgence. But just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Won't hurt anybody if I just put in a few more. Won't hurt me. Won't hurt the Trenchwalkers that I'm going to create. I know the Trenchwalkers, they want me to create lots of trenches. That's in their nature. They love to be down in the trenches. They like to have their vulnerable lower bodies protected, and then their nasty little heads stick up above the edge of the trench. This is how I'm picturing them. They have not been created yet, but in my mind, this is what the Trenchwalkers are like. They're like a mean little bully's henchman. I mean, they're cowardly and malicious at the same time. Is that their psychology? Because I am giving them something else. I don't even want to give it away. It might surprise people once I add the second part. But part one, they're just little dudes, genderless dudes that hang out in passageways, and they move towards you. If they're in the trench, if they're outside the trench, I haven't firmly decided this, but I'm thinking they might run away from you if they're outside the trench. Come on. I think that might be a fun thing for them to do. But I might establish that with a little play testing to see if I truly enjoy that. If that's actually a good behavior. But one thing I know is that they love being in trenches. That's their jam. They love it down there. They love crawling along the trenches. They don't want to be up here on top. They don't want to be up at the same level as everybody else. They want to be down there. They want to be enclosed. Oh yeah. See, like right now, this is like a act of generosity on my part for a being that does not even exist yet, which is something like new mothers and fathers do all the time. Their little baby is not even born, and they're like buying shit for it, getting toys and clothes and a little crib. It's basically what I'm doing right here. I'm so excited about this thing that's going to come into the world that I will create with my own programming and not reproductive organs. That I'm like getting ready for it. I'm creating the things which will give my new creation safety and joy, because I care about this new thing that I'm going to create so much. I want it to be happy. Okay, that may not be quite right. But maybe maybe it's close. Okay, I've definitely gone into the self-indulgent route with all this passage making and trench making, but it just felt like it had to be done for the sake of love of my new creatures that are going to be coming soon. All right. Let's bring in some walls to enclose this whole thing, and that'll be it. That'll be it for the environment, the home, the abode. All right. Click on that. Okay, extrude. It's not rude to extrude. I wonder if I could get a job at Pro Builder with my modeling skills. I'm probably not at their level yet. But to be honest, I know what my deal is. I'm a generalist, and there's people that work there that are just modelers, 3D modelers, and they would kick my ass at this every time. So I'm like kind of good at a lot of things, but not really that good. Just Kind of a master of all trades type. So that means any given single task, I rarely get to impress anyone. So here I'm going to make the walls go up. That was kind of dramatic. Alright, I like that. And then the ugliness of this I cannot abide. I'll justify it by saying that I'll save time by the aesthetics being a lot clearer and expressing the floors as separate from the walls. That's how I'll justify it. But the truth is, this is just so ugly. I just got to fix this, the material that is shown on the top surface here. So I'm selecting all the top surfaces. And I'm going to make them look all like floors by adding that material to them in just a moment. No, actually, I've seen the videos that they have of Pro Builder experts giving tutorials on how to model with Pro Builder, and they are quite fast. They make everything look extremely easy, and it's in part the credit goes to the tool, because the tool is good, but in other part of the credit goes to the people who are giving the videos and are very proficient. Okay, so then let's go create this new creature that I already love so much. Let's duplicate the heavy. I love my creature so much I absolutely don't care what it looks like. And I'm just going to, just like I did with the heavy when I created the heavy yesterday, I'm just going to allow it to be ugly, because it's still beautiful to me. It's only stub art. It gets replaced. So let us move. No, let's just name it correctly first. Rename Trenchwalker. It's a long name. Fair chance I name it to something else later, but good enough for now. Okay, I'm going to start it in a trench. It's a pretty short character. That's fine. Okay. Okay, all the little things that I have to do to make it be something something different from the brawler. Add a tag. Trenchwalker. Okay. Let's open it up in here. Let's set the tag in here. Okay. Let's change the class name. Phew. Yeah, it is going to annoy me to type Trenchwalker a million times, but that's okay. Search and replace can come into can solve that later if I want. Okay. So then the next thing is to add some new classes. Now from yesterday I made a new creature called a heavy. It was copied from Brawler, and I think I'll just do the same thing again. That worked fine last time I did it. Copy, paste. Trenchwalker piece. just some renaming of things. The tag that I supplied to the game object earlier, this constant needs to match it. You can start out pretty close to exactly the same thing. Okay. So there's that, and there's one other thing I need to get it so it just... Oh, I got so many things open. Let's close all others. Too much stuff open is not good. It just gets confusing. So board loader needs to know about the Trenchwalker. Can add that here. Okay, so then just kind of want to have a control here or a baseline. I just want to see the new code work, even though I haven't really changed it. It's just kind of copy and paste code. Okay, so I expect that guy's going to pop right out. Always this. I can never just get it right the first time. So if I start the game and the guy is running like this, but I can't move him, it means there's some kind of board loading error type of a thing. And I'm guessing it might be... oh, I bet I know what it is. What's this garbage here? I have it. Yeah, okay. So let's make this 43. 43. I keep forgetting to do that. Okay. Just to verify, is it... Okay. Did I remember to build it? No, I didn't. That's a problem too. So I had a couple of problems there. I'm not good at remembering every single thing I'm supposed to do. This is definitely the case. Okay. Still, just going after my baseline behavior here, my control, my starting from a working state. Oh, come on. There's 3 things I need to remember? Now what are you complaining about? Can you unpause or unplay? Unplay. Okay. Is it the water transform? Because I don't see anything for water. Anyways, let's see what it actually what is it really complaining about? Discover from game object. Okay. Oh, well, I've got the wrong class name there, because I'm stupid. That's all right. I forgive myself. You gotta forgive yourself. Alright. So now I've found 3 things I did wrong. I fixed those 3 things. Can I just have my basic creature walking around? Thank you. Okay. Now we're back in business. Alright. So then I want some different behavior. So I noticed this class getting really big and a lot of this, well, some of the code here being repeated, and I refactored it into a different movement function. I decided that all my creature reactions will go inside of this separate module. So I need like a different version of the movement, and I'll call it trench beeline. And I'll define that. Just start by copying this over. Trench beeline. So what would the rules of trench beeline be? Think about what goes into it. I want the little dude to never walk out of a trench. If he's in a trench, he should not get out. So an easy way to do that is I can just refine the rules for what constitutes an obstacle and say that if the rise, walking from one square to another, is one, going up one height, then he will. That's an obstacle. But if he can go down, that's fine. So I need to learn a little more information than I have here. So what is in piece would fall? I'll start with that. I'll take a look at the logic there. So I could just create a new method called would step up. Okay. So if the floor in the new position has a height that equals a step up, then I'm going to return true. Okay. So it might be pretty close to working with that. Okay. And not piece would step up. Delta DC delta DR board. Huh. So maybe that's it. Yeah, that could be it. Sometimes it's easy. It's bad luck for me to say that right now, but sometimes it's easy. So let's just build. Don't forget to build. Okay, and play. Oh, immediately working. Immediately working. This is good. I can step up and out. I'm fine with that. I can push him. He is following in the trenches, working just like I hoped. And it's even kind of fun to lead him around and to see the structure of where he's going to go, shown by the trenches. Ah, man. Early victory on that one. Let's see, is there anything else that I really want to check on this? Yeah, I want to watch him. If he begins outside of the trench, will he step into it? Okay, that's another case. And then the other thing I'd like to see. All right, I'm thinking of another sort of behavior that would be close but different. So I'm picturing a trench that continues up and down. Let me make what I'm thinking about, and just see what's a good way for these little dudes to handle it. Oh, stop. Okay. So I'm making basically, it's still a trench, but it has a step in it, a step that will allow the trench walker to continue to be in a trench but go up. So the current logic would not support that kind of movement. If I was really trying to get through this fast, I would just say I'll design the levels not to have that. But I'm thinking it'd be kind of cool to have like a trench walker follow you up a slope, go up some steps maybe. Let me add some steps here just so it looks kind of better. Okay. So I think it'd be cool if the little guy kept walking right up here, because his psychology is such that he does not mind walking up steps. That's not his problem. His problem is he doesn't like to have his body be vulnerable. He likes to have some walls around him. So if I think about the rules of it, I could say that he will not go into another square unless it is blocked on at least 2 sides. He's just not comfortable doing it unless it's blocked on 2 sides. So would that work for corners? Take a look at corners. Yeah, corners are 2 sides. Would that work for these little T-bone things? No, it wouldn't. So I could say, I could just reduce it to 1 side. So I could say he's willing to walk through all this stuff, and he's even willing to walk up something like this, where it's just got an edge on 1 side. That's still fine. It might not technically be a trench, and it makes him nervous, but he'll do it. He'll do it. If he thinks it's the right direction to go to get to the player who he wants to do mean things to, he will risk only being blocked on 1 side. And that'll also allow the T's here. So basically, I'll change my rules for what constitutes an obstacle. If the new square, if the proposed square that the Trenchwalker would move into is not blocked on at least 1 side, then he'll treat that as an obstacle and he won't go there. Which kind of suggests a better name for this creature. What is aggro short for? Is it? Is aggro a slang for coming from agoraphobia? No, it's short for aggravation. Not the most important thing to fiddle with. Names. Good names come later. Okay. So that's a harder thing to code. Let me make sure that well, it's kind of moot. I thought maybe I'll just check to make sure that this guy will walk down. I'm about ready to change the criteria. So, yeah, he walks down, as expected. And let's see, just to demonstrate the shortcomings of the current logic. He's not going up those steps. Nope, nope, nope. Not gonna do it. Alright. Okay. Would step up, would be it's a good name for that function. I don't want to say blocked. Would have adjacent wall. That might be a better way to express it. Would have adjacent wall. Huh. These might be candidates to be refactored. Would have adjacent wall. Int decall, int deroad, or So let's see. Let's get the target square. That will be just to make my coding a little bit simpler. I'm just going to see if I can put this inside of here. Without much trouble. Because I've got so much stuff in piece, it would just make my life easier. To yank some of it out, particularly if it's kind of logically grouped in a way that's easy to understand. So I have to pass piece, piece. And this is piece call plus decall, piece row plus d row, piece height, piece height. And then where's dh step down defined? Let's just reuse this. Or is DH step down used anyplace else here? It's used many places. Okay, I won't touch that. But now what the heck? Public piece. Okay, so what? Oh, that's right. Okay, so I gotta do CRH equals piece. Get CRH. Do CRH C, CRH R. Okay, I don't need wood step up, not at this point. Okay, now woodfall, what are you complaining about? Oh, static. That's good, good complaint. Static. Let's put it on this side. Getting there. Let me say. Cool. Alright, now I gotta see if I broke something over on the piece side, and I got to copy that adjacent thing over or move it over. Add that there. This is also candid to move over. I like that, but one thing at a time. Let's drop this guy in. Static pool. Piece. Piece. Turn. That, and then just does a build. So I just did a little bit of refactoring. I just want to verify I haven't broken anything. It was pretty algebraic. I mean, I say algebraic. I mean like when you make a number of replacements or edits that to an equation that just must always be true, that they provide the same result. It's like equivalent. That's what I mean. It's algebraic. I just did a number of things that should not matter at all. Space. Okay. All right. Moving pieces, call it that. Oh, wait a minute. Let's call this blocking piece. Okay, pretty cool. I see more kind of copy and paste code, but I'm not going to refactor that right now. I don't want to be endlessly refactoring right here. Oh, let's gotta fix this. So this will be. would have adjacent wall. That would be the next thing. I also feel like these DCs and DRs that's a weird thing to pass into all these functions. I should just be coming up with the target square. It's not as simple as that though, because the height stuff is built in. Okay. But let's at least make a function. Private static. Get target square. Piece. I seem to be doing a lot of this in all my functions, so let's do that tiny bit of refactoring. That will help me immediately. Okay. Okay, CRHC plus equal decall, CRHH plus equal drow, CRHH equals board heights. Okay, and then return the CRH. I don't need this assertion in every single one of them. If I'm going to just call it again inside of get target CRH, so let's do that piece. Decall. That's fine. It's a real easy way to see if I broke something. Or at least it's think it didn't build. There we go. Okay, I still might have broke something, but I don't think I did. And the unit tests give me more confidence. Okay, so here we go. Same kind of logic. Replying to a text, just a little text to my sweetie. She's telling me it's root beer float time. I'm saying I already went to the store. But I got bacon. So some neighbor has been cooking bacon like every single day. It's been driving me nuts. Okay. You know what's bad about the only time when it's bad to smell bacon is when you can't eat the bacon. You just get to smell it. That's when you don't want the smell of bacon. Remember that. Okay. Chop out this. And DH is going to equal CRH minus piece get height. This part I don't know about. This part seems off. Oh, I know why. Because it's yeah, okay. I get it. So I can just do CRH. And since DH is not really used anyplace else, I'll just condense that a little bit. Okay. This one, I'll leave that one alone. That one's fine. Doesn't need to be refactored or anything. Okay. So I'm going to make a note. Does not check for falling or wall obstacle. Right. That's okay. That's okay. I understand. It doesn't need to, because basically, it's going to check for, you know, would it fall? Is there an adjacent wall? And it may check in some weird places that are moot, that it couldn't actually walk to. The would fall will catch a drop before evaluating here. But there's another case where the little guy might have why would you not let me? Oh, okay. So the guy might be like right next to a wall that is too tall for him to have any hope of climbing up onto And on top of that wall could be could be an adjacent wall that if he traveled that way and he was able to get up there, it would satisfy that one adjacent wall condition. So it may evaluate that as a place that meets the condition, even though he can't get to it. That's okay, because in the next line I'm going to check can he walk there. So that's all good. I just need to fulfill the limited contract of this function. Okay, so we're going to check in 4 directions. Do I already have someplace? I think direction util get, where is it? CR delta, get orthogonals, yeah. Okay, so let's just do, so I have it. I don't have to keep on getting it again. Orthogonals equals, okay. CR delta. Okay, so I'm going to check for each orthogonal. For each of the 4 directions surrounding that new target square, for each CR delta and orthogonals, okay, let's see, CRH check. Don't do it that way, okay. Board heights, get wall height. I want to check CRH, C plus CR delta, DC, CRH, R plus CR delta, DR, and the base height I just want to be CRH new. That's basically, this is the coordinates of the square that the guy is proposing to walk to. And we say if the wall height is greater than 0, return true. That would mean we have one wall. Otherwise, if we check all 4 of the directions and there's no wall, we return false. And what are you complaining about? Read only you want. That's fine. I can do that for you. Okay, so again, we may be able to have it work. Let's try it. Let's see. Will it work? Okay, so far so good. Moving along the trench. Oh, popped out of the trench. Didn't like that. So I didn't like that because at this square there are no adjacent walls, so therefore in my mind that should have been an obstacle. He should not have come out. But this other one is not coming out. Huh. Okay, so there's some kind of logical error there to fix. Also, these two guys are stuck. Yeah, I don't know what the rules are for these guys, but they're not right. Definitely not right. Okay, so this feels like it really belongs in unit test land. I'm going to take one crack at debugging it via setting breakpoints. So first off, this will take forever if I don't get it to the spot where it first messes up. I think it was. Jesus. I think it was kind of over here. Okay. I'll just get rid of one of them so that when I'm in the debugger, I don't have to think about which one I'm looking at. Okay. Trench beeline. And the part that's under consideration is here. So let's go. Okay. So let's see, where's the piece at now? The piece is where? Um, 16, 14, 1. Okay. Okay, and the height's 1. So let's see what target CRH delivers. This new function I wrote. Maybe that's messing up somehow. Good. Okay, I expect decall to be 0 and derow to be 1. Yep. expect it to be 2. It's 1. Is it a problem because I'm assigning it back to the H? It might be. Let's try this. And if that is a problem, then I'm learning something new about C#. Hey, Serpanda Sauce. What's going on? I'm making a new enemy in my game. It's a little guy that walks around in trenches. He really prefers to be inside of a trench. Let's see. This particular game, I think just this year. Sure, but it hasn't like been like every single day 8 hours. It's been more of a moonlighting project. So I'd say I put in maybe like 500 hours or something. Alright, so I'm doing a little bit of debugging in the new logic that I wrote. Yeah, I'll give you a little demo. I'll put this aside just for a moment. I'll go to a different scene that shows a few more things. So let's see, let's go to block 7, I guess. Okay. Starting the player. So this little character moving around, that's your player controlled thing, and it's a puzzle solving game. There's these right here, there's these gates. They're clear right now, which means you can fall through them. And when I fell through, I died there. The animations that show things are not really quite all the way there. So a lot of things where you die, it doesn't make a lot of sense yet because it just happens really quick. But if you look like all the way down to those translucent gates, there's these spikes down at the bottom. So I can go down the steps to show it better. So the idea with the gates is that if you spell a word with the blocks that matches what's on the gate, then the gate will close. And in this case, we want the gates to close so that we can accomplish different things. So if I move these blocks off over this way, I can essentially spell out the word, and you'll see what happens. There's some commands like I can fling across the room instead of walking through each step. This level doesn't have any enemies on it. Other levels do. There's other things like doors and water that I've got coded. There's these axles that swing around. They have spikes on them. It's really like it's a thinking game. It might seem like it's action, but it's about solving puzzles. So now that I've got that gate there, I can walk around on top of it. And there's this other part up here with some extra blocks. I'll go get those blocks. And it's a little puzzle again. Do you ever play puzzle games? What kind of games do you like? What's a BR game? Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I haven't got into those. I don't know. I might try them at some point. You know that Fortnite and all that. Yeah. But yeah. So that's kind of my jam. So that's the gist of it. I'm going to go back to that other level that was I was using to make my my enemy and continue debugging that. Thank you. So this guy, he's in the trench. He's walking out of the trench. I want him to stay in the trench. There's some rules I made where he should not go into any square unless there is a wall at least on one side of him. So when he walked up here, I was like, why are you walking up there? So that's how I'm debugging right now. Okay, debugger's going. Let's hit play. So it's my hobby, I guess, this particular project, and I have been a programmer by trade for 25 years. So right now I'm kind of an engineering manager for programmers. Yeah, no kidding. Let's see. Make sure this is doing what I expect it to. Okay, now it's picking up on height too. Don't quite get that. Oh, there's my bug, or there's a bug. Okay, so that should be R instead of H. Might as well stop debugging. I know that is a weird thing, that a thought that comes into my head at times when there's like fully formed human beings and they are like half my age. Or thing that always tweaks with me a little bit too is like the company Starbucks. It was born right before me, 1971, and it's going to be here after I'm dead. Alright, so rebuild that. Yeah, but can you imagine Starbucks going out of business at this point? That should be my life goal. Can I outlast Starbucks? Oh, that would make me happy, actually. Starbucks. I mean, I kind of like Starbucks. I like go there every morning, but I'd be like, fuck, I outlive Starbucks. I win. Okay. Yes, he stays in the trench. He stays in the trench. That was the first test. Stays in the trench, but moves through the trench. Okay, so now I gotta see, will he go up and down these steps? That was another test I made for him. It's kind of like if I had a dog and I was trying to train my dog. What's your project idea? Oh, he came up the steps. He went up the steps. Oh yeah. Oh man, I'm quite happy because this guy is working exactly how I want him to. That's as it should be. That kind of thing is actually interesting to me. Yeah, I don't want to make a living at streaming, but there is like a thing like I don't even want to be that big of a streamer, but it'd be kind of nice to just get kind of above the fold in the channel that I'm in. Because if you're at like 0 or 1 viewers all the time, then like nobody goes and like checks out your channel because you have to scroll way the hell down. Like I don't even know how you found my channel. So it's like I don't want to have more viewers than I deserve. I don't like have like some sense of entitlement about it, but I would like it if there was some kind of chance for people to just kind of like see me. But I shouldn't complain too much. Like people do come in, like you come in, other people do too. So if I keep at it for a while and kind of pay my dues, you know. You know what it is? It's a few things. I'm not like a lonely guy. It's cool to chat with people. I'm friendly and all that. There's the thing where like if I kind of have a few people that kind of give a shit about like my game, it motivates me to go in and work on it every day. There's that, and then like maybe I might run into people that are good collaborators for the game, and then every once in a while like somebody will say something that is pretty friggin' insightful that I can use. So it's kind of stuff like that. It's a little bit of community building, a little bit of like fuel, you know. So anyways, and I don't even do like all my coding live. Yeah. Okay, so the next part of this guy is to yeah, but yeah, tell me about your project though too. Discord. So does it make sense to have a Discord though? Like my understanding of it, I didn't like go check it out. I just read a little bit about it. It's like a voice chat, right? So you're saying yes, it does make sense to have a Discord. If you have a game under development though, like the game is not out yet. Hmm. But I mean, would you say that it's useful, like if you don't have like a game that everybody can play yet, like you're in that early stage of development, or is it more something you want to get into after you had like at least like an early access type of a game out? Okay. Then. Hmm. Oh, I feel like I should at least like sign on to it, whatever, check it out, and see what it is for myself. I've only actually, yeah, I've got a friend that's got a Discord. I should just like get into whatever thing he's doing, just as a way to see what's up with it. That's cool, man. I gotta figure out like if I want it, or if I want to spend the time to do it. My issue is there's a whole bunch of like things I could do. Like I could get really big on Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Um, I could get onto other streaming services like Mixer on Xbox, and so it's kind of like figure out the places that are going to I'm going to get something out of, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it, because the core activity is making the game. But I am interested in it. I feel like I need to like at least educate myself better about what it is and how it works. You're not the first person that's mentioned it to me, so I'm kind of like I plus one it in my head when you mentioned it. Uh, let's see. So add the board. All right, I will check it out. Oh, the streaming project you're talking about of yours. Yeah. Let's see. Well, I don't know what stage you're at with your project. Do you have like a website or something? So let's see. You'll need headpiece, fire piece. Should I call it a beam? Call it a beam piece. I'm gonna take a tiny break from writing code and do a little modeling. So I wanted to make a fire beam that came out of this guy. sure. Well, I don't know. At some point, if you feel like sharing it, like, I mean, kick it over to me. I'll take a look. Not that way. Oh, I gotta build it first. Build it. Okay, there we go. So we'll change that to 90. And that's way too big for this guy. Maybe it's not that big. I'll shrink it down to 0.5. And 0.5. Okay. Spreadsheet? Like you have like an Excel spreadsheet, or like what kind of spreadsheet? I don't know. I'm making you, as you say, this may not be the medium to explain the idea. Yeah. What's the? Oh yeah, Google spreadsheet. So, yeah, I've got. Let's see. So, what's the gist of it though? Because I don't want to like have like a big meetup thing and like it's only like it might not be a good match, you know. So actually, you said what the gist of it was up above. Is it something that would help unknown streamers get a name and those, yeah, have a bigger name? I got it. If I give you an email address, is that helpful? Or are you saying you would prefer to like explain it while over like a voice chat or on Discord? Okay, let's see. Why is that messed up? 1.5. That's what. Okay. Okay. I'll give you my email. Bam. So that's me. Then I want to change this guy, the material. Let's see. I should create a new material for that. Okay, I'm opening up the spreadsheet. Oh, okay. I'm not like I could throw it up on the stream, but I don't want to like show something you'd prefer was private. Well, do you do like Google Voice Chat? It's like we could also, I don't know, again, like if you want me to be like, I have your spreadsheet up on a separate screen that's off stream. Like I could pull it onto the screen if you wanted to like chat about it right here on the stream, but it might be better, particularly if you wanted to keep that info private, not to do that. Okay. Well, I'll just for a moment, I'll bring it up then. I know, that's why I was offering, like, if you do like Google, let me see if I can. I don't know. You've probably got a microphone on your computer right there, right? So, like, it's just inside of that whole constellation of web apps, Google Sheets, Gmail. There's a little thing called well, it's just a phone icon. I'm seeing if I can just try calling you and see what happens. Like, it might not work, but like, you just sent me an email, so in theory I could try. I could try just calling you back. Let's see. Let me fiddle around with it for a moment. I may be able to get it to work. Maybe not. I don't actually use it that much. No, I guess that's not working. Okay. What about... I don't know. I thought I was better at setting that up than I am. I'd have to fiddle around with it. Yeah, that was the same conclusion I had as phone number, because it would do like the Google phone thing, and it brought up all my contacts, and then it showed only the ones with phone numbers, and I didn't want to do that. Then I brought up like Google Hangouts, which would let me like start something with other people, but I don't see how to like add you to it. So I don't know. Okay, let's do this Discord thing. I'll just do it right now. I'll figure it out right now. Discord. Do I gotta install an app for it, or is it entirely web? Okay, download. Oh, web. Use it in my browser. Eric H2000. Might as well keep the same name. I just want to get something quick going, you know. Get started. Do I really want to create a server? If you say so. Okay, I'll name it after my game. Oh, I could skip it. I'll skip it. I don't really want a server. Okay. So I'll do this part out of the stream. I'll make a server when I'm good and ready. Good and ready. Claim the account. Save the password. And they sent me a confirmation. I'm going to verify my email. I'm not a robot. I'm really not. Continue to Discord. Okay, I'm going to add a friend here. Are you also Sir Panda Sauce? On Discord? Or what's your... Yeah, okay. Sir Panda Sauce, number 5409. Alright. Sent it. Sent the friend request. Okay, I see you. Now I have 2 ways to chat with you. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the call. Oh yeah. Join the call. Hey.
There you go. Okay, so Discord, I think, automatically keeps you muted. Is that the bottom left?
Oh.
It's on the website that does that.
Okay, I got you. So.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. So the whole program, an idea of this, basically is you join the program, you become a member, and you start streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't have anything happen right away. This would be more of like a progress and supporting and helping the community grow as a whole. So you would go into other channels. You would earn these things called shards. And the higher the channel is in our, what's it called? I'll actually open the spreadsheet right now just so I can explain it better.
Mm-hmm.
It helps go along with it. But the higher you are in the program, the more points your viewers earn for either watching, chatting, subscribing, or doing stuff in our program. And what they do at that point, those points are the more points they have, the higher rank they are. So it's kind of like a circle of the more points you have, the higher you are into the system. And there's other ways that we're going to have balanced that out. So it's not just people who are on 24/7 just watching and chatting in channels who have the time to do that, because it'll also be affected. So pretend you give $5 to a streamer, you'll get a set amount of shards for doing that and supporting his journey in streaming and Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, whatever it is. You'll be supporting his journey, so in return, we will reward you with points, so that maybe those points can go and push you to the top, so other people see you and recognize you. And obviously some of these viewers that come to watch you are just doing it for the points, and they won't always be here to support fully, but those viewers are in also just a boost too, so that you're not at the bottom. As you said earlier, you can get to the top and meet people who maybe aren't even in the program, and they just want to watch you, and it helps get you out there. And once you're out there and you have a substantial thing and you don't need the program anymore, it's still useful for you, because again, people who are small can donate. And it's obviously, you said you didn't need this, but for people who are smaller, and they can donate to you and they can earn stuff in return, and we'll also have like cosmetics in the Discord and stuff like that, so that they have other stuff to work for. And all these things are points based. So on the spreadsheet on the first page, you can see like all the ranks are there, Apex, and they're based on a percent of the server. So it's not just like once you get to 25,000 shards, you're in this row.
I don't want you to tell me too much when like I might be missing like some of the basics, right? So like what can you just tell me like what's a shard? What can you do with it? Like, is it just currency?
So shards
or
are like the point system, I guess you can say, in the program. So the more shards you have, the better of a chance you are to be recognized, to have people come watch you, to have more support. Karma will also go into that. That's more of like a personal thing that people can reward you, I guess, based on what kind of streamer you are. So it helps make sure that not just bot accounts are getting to the top and not just toxic people who grind. It makes it so it's like we're getting legit good streamers in the community, and we make it so that people who may not have the chance to be lucky enough to get shouted out or have that chance to get up there, or may not have the skill like a pro gamer or something like that, that they can easily get to the top. This is for those people who want to work their way up to the top. If you put in the effort and if you're a good streamer, that you'll use this program to get noticed and eventually maybe, I guess, spread your wings and I guess you can say move on from the program, unless you want to still use it to make a living. But it'd be more for like you who could like, you don't like necessarily need the living, but I guess you still want to stay in the community just because like you've met people through it, and it would just be that thing to boost you up past the one viewer and those low viewer spots with dedication and character more than luck.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds interesting. I guess I feel like maybe I'm seeing like kind of underneath the hood type stuff here, but I feel like it seems complex. Like
Yeah. So we made like a base at one point in time where it only worked with Twitch and Discord. The code was like 1,000 lines long and it was kind of messy. And then he also left the team, and then we talked to some new people, new friends, whatever, and they've come along, especially Alec. He's one of the main guys that's been doing it now, along with Falk, but he's taking a break for the next week or two, being with personal reasons in real life. But it's mainly the hard parts, just like it's tracking viewership and stuff like that in a channel with Twitch bots and stuff like that, to see how much people are supporting with either the methods that people can support is chatting, viewing, subscribing. You can do it via donations, hosts to someone else's channel. If you're an affiliate, it would be like uptime on streaming, and that's all with future stuff with affiliates and stuff like that. Those are the main ways to get it. Shards.
So say my main thing I want to do is stream, and then like let me be honest. Let me be like kind of like a person who's.
Sorry, you're cutting out. It sometimes says on the website. It's kind of laggy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me. Can you hear me? Okay. Still cutting.
Yeah, it cuts out a little bit here and there, but I think I can hear you better now.
Okay, so let me be like more argumentative than I actually feel like, just for a moment.
Yeah, if we can construct it, it's all good.
So, I'm busy making my stream. I get involved in this, it's gonna be complicated, and like it'll be a distraction, like from just doing my stream and writing my code. Like what would you say in response to that?
Okay, so what this would be is you wouldn't have to deal with anything when you're streaming. This is for when you're offline and there's other streamers in this community. You go ahead and you go watch some of them, maybe chat, because chatting would get more points than just watching. So you go watch them for a little bit. You can even leave it in the background, just like supporting them with a viewer, like a viewership, so that they get higher up in the list. And you earn these things called shards with that. And what you do with those is the more shards you have, it's based on a percent. So pretend I'm in the top 1% of the server with the amount of shards I am, kind of like what. And so I'm in the legend rank, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the legend rank, my viewers, instead of earning at the basic rank 30 points for chatting per minute and 3 points for lurking per minute, they're now earning 105 per minute for chatting and lurking 18 per minute. So people, the higher rank you are, the more people that will actually want to watch and support you because they're going to get more out of it. Obviously, the money is not affected by it, being subs and donations. Those are all even throughout all the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
But the higher you are, the more your viewer count and chatting interaction goes up, which helps boost you to the top to get people who aren't even in this community. And it doesn't affect your coding on stream because you're just doing as you would usually do in the on a normal stream. You're just doing the same thing as you would do.
Yeah. But you're saying like when you're not streaming, then you would spend some time kind of supporting this community.
Obviously. And if you don't have as much time as some other people, and you pretend because you're working or something like that, you can obviously again support people in other ways, being donations, subscribers, and stuff like that to people who you feel like actually kind of deserve it. You obviously can just give it to anyone if you're like that kind of person, but you don't have to. And
Yeah. Actually,
there's other things.
I can kind of see it maybe working for me. Like I mean, it might be the kind of thing I would dip my toe in the pool with.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
obviously for you, since you'd be like a founding member, you would probably have like boosters and stuff that partners and stuff would get. So it'd obviously help you and make your life much easier in this community since you would be a founder. You'd get like special perks and stuff like that along with some of the other admins and stuff like that, just as like a reward for like helping kind of thing, so that you're benefiting out of this a lot because you've been putting in like the effort and you've been doing a lot of work into it. And that's what happens in a lot of these things. It's like the people are started it kind of at the top because they got the starting advantage. And obviously, it's not just so people who've been around the longest can stay at the top. There'll be things like resets and diminishing points, just so like if you're inactive and you're not really caring anymore, but you had a lot of points in the past, you don't stay at the top always. It's more to the people who are streaming, who are being dedicated and helping the community, and who want to get that chance to be near the top. Obviously, you can't just get at the top right away. And obviously, once this program started, we would have to grow the community, and it would still be small. But that's what I would be doing is marketing and getting it to people, because I know a few streamers who have like a few hundred viewers constantly. I know some people who have like 1,000 at sometimes, and they can help. They would be down to come on this thing, but obviously, it would have to be once it's all like set up and ready to go.
Okay. Well, I mean,
And it's also
in all honesty, I'll say I'm somewhat interested. Not like gung ho or anything, but
yeah.
yeah, if you get something up and there's a way to sign up and try it out, yeah, sure, I'd look into it. I would be worried about it taking a lot of my time, but it doesn't necessarily have to. So the way you've laid it out, it doesn't necessarily have to. So um, yeah,
Yeah,
no, it
and then
seems
obviously
like a
it'd be
reasonable idea.
yeah, and obviously like helping us like get to that point would also be nice too. To what's it called? Because Alec, he's obviously doing this alone right now since I'm not do programming. I don't really know that too well, that whole side of thing. So he's been leading that side of what's been going on. So having some people since Fox Fees has been dealing with IRL issues and can't help work with him, having someone else work on him with him on the project is just something nice. Like doing little things even to help him out is just a nice thing to do. Have on.
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, think about it and take your time, but
Yeah, well, I think I don't have a lot of time to spare from regular project, but you know, you know, it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm somewhat interested.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then I can even send you server once you have like a set account. I don't know if this like actual account that you got confirmed with your email and stuff like that.
Well, I think I'll use this account if I'm on Discord more.
I'll go ahead and send this to you. Hold on. This is the Discord server that we put in closed alpha. You can just, if you click the join, it'll automatically put you in the server. And yeah, so you're in now. And we just have this as a base thing for when we do take it off and go ahead and use it. And I'll put you here, I'll put you in an admin role just so you can see all the commands, all the channels and stuff. So this will just be like what we use as the community base. We're gonna have the website as the main sign up and everything like that. And then obviously watching and supporting people through Twitch, YouTube, or Mixer will be the main spots that you're in. And watching this is just an update / community and commands kind of center for people to be at.
Yeah. Well, respect for the work that your group has put into this. That's really cool.
Yeah, this is obviously just the Discord. I've done the whole Discord and all the setup for that because I've done that for quite a while now. I've gotten pretty good at that. It's more of doing the website and the bots and tracking and backend and stuff like that. That is what Alex doing and what we're waiting on until we can release to other people, that even like YouTubers who could like advertise this and pay them to do that stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I was talking about, because like it sounds like you've got stuff that is tracking like participation through, like I would guess you have like you integration with the Twitch API or other things to check that.
So it's basically like, yeah, a bot joins your channel, like a viewer bot, and it just tracks like people who are in our community. It's like chatting, all that stuff.
Yeah. So that's very cool. I like the amount of thought that you put into the spreadsheet. I mean, it looks like some system design there, pretty much. So yeah, I don't know. Wish you luck.
Thank you. Yeah, if you, I don't know how long, if you ever want to like come on early on, because that's probably when we need the most help. Even like looking, since you've been doing this for 25 years, like looking and improving some of his code, he just like help out a lot.
Well, like I said, I'm like scared to commit time to another project. It's more like moral support, you know. It's like, you guys go, all right, looks cool, that kind of thing. But I don't know. I might look around the outside of the project a bit, yeah. But yeah. So anyway, that's very cool. Showing me that. I think I'm gonna do a little more coding tonight.
Okay.
Before I drop off the stream. But yeah, I mean, thanks a lot.
No problem. Yeah, hit me up anytime if you ever do want to decide to come on, and I'll get you in.
Very cool.
All right, man. I'll see you around.
All right. Sir Panda, or however you want to be called. Yeah. All right.
See you, my guy.
Yeah, see ya. Yeah, I got to check off my list to take a look at Discord and figure out a little bit about it, because I got a tiny little tour right there. All right, it's Panda. Yeah, I'll catch you later. Enjoy the food. Let's see. So thinking about this beam here. I want to be able to scale it. I think scaling it is the way I make it extend. That's how I'm going to make it extend. So the y-axis will determine how far it goes out. So if I want it to go 7 to hit that wall, I can hit that wall like that. Let's see. And I'll put the cylinder for the beam. Let's call it a beam. Actually, this will be the offset. Offset. This will be the beam. Okay. So I don't want the offset to be some weird non-integer number. So let's get it there. Let's get it onto 16. Oops, 16. And y should be 1. Yeah. Okay, negative 13 for that. So negative 13. Okay. So basically, I get this container where I want it to be in the world, and then I make sure that the offset is positioned correctly visually. I think that looks good. Okay. Huh. So I'm thinking about some interesting behavior that just occurs to me after I put the beam down. The beam is going to be like this force of destruction, and if you are ever caught in the beam, you just die immediately. But if I combine this movement of this Trenchwalker with that beam, so first I was thinking, let's have the beam be up above. No, I still like that better. So I've been going back and forth of putting the beam either down the trench with the little guy or up one level above him. And I think that design of having it be up above is better. That was the original thing that I was thinking. So I'll assume that for now. Turn the snap back on. And move this up. Dang it. Snap on. Snap, snap, snap. Okay. That's 0. That's 9. Okay. 0. This is always an annoying part for me. So it's this thing called an origin point. And it's never where I want it to be. Okay, so there's put that back to 1. I can use Pro Builder to reset the origin of an object. I might do that. That's kind of convoluted as well. So ideally, when this object rotates, it will stay in the same square because the origin should be right in the middle of it. It's not doing that because the origin set God knows where. Unity just apparently assigns them randomly. At least I haven't figured out the rhyme or reason to them. So let me see if I can just kind of fix it. With the Pro Builder tool. New shape, cube 111. Sometimes I use these extra shapes. It's just a simple way to figure out where coordinates are. Okay, so I got the cube at 0, 0, 0. And I want this guy I want the origin to be centered right in the middle of it. So I think in order to do that, I need to move this a little bit. A little bit in. And then let's try this 0.5. Or actually, maybe it was right before. Yeah, so if that corner there is at 0, 0, 0, then I want the corner to be right in the middle of the object. That's assuming that I've got my coordinates right, but let's try it. So then I go to Tools, Pro Builder. Which one was it? I think it's Freeze Transform, I think is what it's called. Yeah, you see how the little, that's the origin. I think that's what you call it, but it's the let me get my terminology right. Unity set origin for rotation. Yeah. So more specifically, it is the rotation origin that I'm trying to get right. So now that I see that little point right in the middle of the object, that should mean that if I want to rotate it 90 degrees, it's gonna rotate around that little point right in the middle. So I guess out of the box, Unity does not have anything to reset this origin, but if you install Pro Builder, it's got this little tool, freeze transform, and that's how you can fix that. I think it also helps, like if the position origin of this gets jacked. Like I've got one on these hand models that I was showing a few sessions back, where I can barely work with the object because I have to zoom way out, because this little origin thing is like way the hell 5 miles away from the actual object. That would be an excellent candidate to use this same action on to set the origin. Okay, so that is good, and I can put this back inside of the beam, but let me Jesus, where did I move it to? I moved it way away. Jesus. That kind of freaks me out. Like it's so far away that... What happened? What the hell happened? Oh man. Oh, just start over. Start over. Okay, that was just... I don't know how I suddenly flung it 20 miles away, but I did. Okay. Okay, now I still got that. I still have a problem. The problem was in my assumption that I wanted the origin right in the middle. No, I think it's right. I think it's right. I think it's right. I think it's right. No, stop with that. Let's get the offset back there in the beam. Beam, where do you think you're at? Let's just move you. 16.2, negative 15. This should be 16.1, negative 15. Nope. Nope. 16.1, negative 14 versus the beam. Okay, let's move that there. This guy. this guy put inside the beam. So that's better. That's better. So I can say, I can rotate it the direction that I want, and then however far I want it to extend, I scale it to, nope, not that one. Put that back. 2, yes. But that means I'll also have to be moving it. Okay. Nope, not that one. It's gonna be hard to figure out. So I could just do it kind of a cheap and easy way though. I could just, instead of trying to resize this mesh so that it covers the spaces I want, I could keep it at 1. I could just add them in. So my code would just be recreating. Doesn't look good though. Doesn't look good. So I feel like I really do want to have it be created with one mesh for performance reasons, for cosmetic reasons. And I don't even think it would save me that much time to like be instancing all these blocks. And it also creates the problems where, since I don't want to be continuously instancing and deleting objects, I'd have to have a pool. I have to be moving things in and out of the pool. So I'm not really saving coding time because I'd have to add that complexity to it. Let me think again about this. I think this might be more easy to play around with if I add an editor script. This might be a temporary thing that I don't really use, but at least for developing the beam display code, I can start with this. Actually, I don't need the iDiscovery stuff. I just need mono behavior. That's simpler. Okay. So because it's mono behavior, it gets a transform. Let's give it some public properties. So we'll say public direction. Well, that's not what I meant, was it? Okay, then there's, what's it called? This one, okay, this one. So this will make it so that when I change the properties, onValidate will get called. And let's see. Private static. Is it Y? I think it's Y. Yeah, it's Y. Y angle for direction. Let's see, what are the directions I have to do? I have to do them in the same order that they're found here. So I want 1, 2, 3, 4. North, south, west, east. Got it. Yeah. Static int y angle for direction equals. Okay, so it'll be north. North is. Am I facing north there? I hope. that's north. Okay, so north is, let's just start with it being 0. 10. Oops, I could be completely wrong there. Better double check that. No, got 0. Okay, so 5. Okay, let's turn that way. So 90 would be east. 270 would be west. Okay. North, south, west, east. What? Sometimes it shows me like this red underline that's not actually corresponding to anything, and then I just build it just to see, will it clear? No? Okay. Yeah, it seems messed up. So let's close it, open it up. Okay, that's another way to get it to come to its senses. Okay, unvalidate. So I want to set the transform based on the direction. So int, I suppose I should do floats for those. Then I want to get the offset transform of this object. Just a little utility method to do that. Then we say this transform rotation. I always forget how to do this. I've got code for it elsewhere. I'll just look at. Effects. That's it. Okay, so I want a vector 3. Vector 3 new rotation equals new vector 3 0 y angle 0 this transform Euler angles equals new rotation. Okay, so now I just want to see if when I set my direction on the beam, if I can get it to update the rotation as expected. Let's set the script for this guy. To the new script I just created. Okay, so here's my public members. North should just leave it the same. No, it didn't. South, other craziness. West, crazy. East. Yeah, that's like totally not what I wanted. Well, it is setting. Okay, it's setting the rotation, but not of the offset. That's basically it. What do I do? None. Okay, cool. So I think the problem is just that I named this so it wasn't found. Go back. No, you're still setting the top level, and I want you to set the bottom, because if you set the bottom, then it would be Spain in place. So it must be a problem where, yeah, I'm just okay. Transform, offset, transform. Yep. Editor code is kind of nice in that it compiles quickly. Okay, south should just look the same, but it looks like it's at least saying the right thing. -90 for south. West. No. So 90. Let's go back to north. Okay. North sets the offset to 180. And so I had expected that to be 0. And I'd see I have it off by 1 error. That's fine. The north constant is mapping to 0. Okay, fine. Well, let's try that. Wait for the spinny. Okay. North, same. Well, let's double check. Should be offset 0, fine. Okay. South. Okay. So it should be 180. Good. West should be 270. -90, same thing. East should be 90. Good. Okay, so the next part, where it gets a tiny bit crazy, is the scaling. So if I'm going east, and I said, what is it, my X scale, is that it? Nope, not the X scale. My Z scale, is that it? That's it. 2, 1. Okay, so if it's that, and then I change the other directions, what does it look like? Nice. 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 Okay, I can deal with that. I can deal with that. 1. Okay, so I can set the Z scale based on the length. And let's have direction default to direction north, and then let's have length default to 1. Okay. Offset transform scale, local scale equals new vector 3 x of 1 y of 1 z of length. Don't want to convert that to float. Try that. See if it has the same effect as me fiddling around with it. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, I did have length set to 0. So if I go to 1, okay. Back to normal. North, south, east. Set my length to 2. So far, so good. So far, this is very manageable. I'm on the path. Now, is that actually length 2 though? Because that. So here's 1. And I'm expecting when it goes to 2, it'll go halfway through this square and halfway through that square. So it should just be, yep, perfect. Okay, so the next thing to do is to figure out the offset so that instead of this thing being centered right in the sky, it'll go in the direction that he's aiming the beam. And that'll be position. That'll be position of the offset. Let me do west. Because I don't want to mess up something else by doing this offset change. So it would go to 2 perhaps. For that case, no, because I want it to be 0.5. Okay, so 1. So the offset would change to 1. So if I went here though, that offset would not be right. So my spatial offset needs to be relative to the rotation. It can't be the same. It can't just be added the same way. It has to be dependent on the direction. So I can say switch direction. Case direction north. And I like testing this stuff with editor code. It's a lot easier than rerunning the Unity player each time. So visual stuff I like to test in the editor with editor executing code when I can, when it's practical. Logical stuff I like to test in unit tests. It looks cooler to test it out with gameplay, and eventually you have to, but for iterating quickly, this is better. Why would you be upset about that? Oh, vector 3, I mean. Yeah. Alright. You know what my goal is in this session? I'm going to see if I can get that beam to display correctly. And that will fuel my imagination. That will make me eager to come back and do the rest if I know that the beam is working. So keep going with the beam. Okay, first off, I want to make sure I haven't gummed this up. Let's make sure it's back to its baseline usefulness. Length should be 1. Okay, I'll go 2. Okay, good. 1. North. Alright. So, so if it's facing north, I set it to 2. I think it's something like length minus 1 divided by 2 is the offset. I think that's right. So let me think of that. Let me just test that out. See if that's right. So if my length is 2, subtract 1, 0.5 offset. So that would mean I would add to one of these guys 0.5. Is it X? Nope. Z. So if I added 0.5 there, yeah, that I think is what I want. Make sure I'm facing the right way. Where's that rail I set up? Yep. Okay. I set that rail up to remind me which way was north. Okay, so this is north that way. So I'm adding, if we're going north, I'm adding the bump offset to Z. So position, offset. No, position Z plus equals position offset. Okay, down here, set the position again. Offset, transform. Yeah, I just remembered something else though. Because if I change the position here, it might be correct the first time, but I'm depending upon the starting position to figure out what it should be. So let's do something a little bit different than that. Let's say position offset Z equals what I know the starting position already is supposed to be, plus there. Okay. Or actually I can do this. I can do offset is 0.50, negative 0.5. So 0.5f, negative 0.5f. And then this new vector 3. What? Okay. Yeah, that's important. Okay, so then can do plus equal, and then okay. Right, so if I start from an absolute position and then adjust it, then I will not get messed up as I keep on making changes. Okay, so let's just see if I've got north right. Forgot to set the position. Offset, transform, position. Let's call this new position. No, that's not right. Where do you try to put it? Yeah. Scale's fine. I just don't know why. Why would all this stuff be like that? 0.5, 0, negative 0.5, and one. Yeah, and then you do that again. Okay. 0.5, 0, negative 0.5. Oops. Oh, I know what it is. No, I don't know what it is. Is it like local position? Is that the deal? Local position. Let's try that. I gotta go pee. Be right back. Be right back. Back. So I think that might be a local position as opposed to the absolute position. So let's try that. I think I gotta fix what had already messed up. Just so I can fix it. Oh, thanks. I guess it did reset it for me, which is cool. Okay. Okay. It's not doing the offset yet. Yeah, it's like it ignored the new offset thing that I asked for. Well, let's see what it actually is set to. No, it didn't set it. So oh. And 3 works. 2 does not. That looks like a rounding issue. Yeah, 4, 5 works. Yeah, that's rounding. That's almost certainly rounding. Okay, so I'm guessing it's 2F, and then this should be F, and I think this will be float already, but just to be safe. Nice. Okay, so now my beam extends however far I want it to extend, and it lines up just as I want it to, right at the edge, I think my Y offset is not quite right, so I might as well fix that now. Yeah, that seems like what I'm after. Yeah, pretty sure that's it. So let's set this to 0.5F to match what I just did in the editor. Some words I have problems enunciating clearly. One thing about rewatching all these streams is I notice how lazy I get pronouncing words, how much of a mumbler I am, and then I kind of feel the need perhaps to overcompensate, or maybe my overcompensation actually sounds like regular talking. I don't know. I'm lost as far as that goes. But I am in some kind of weird orbit between speaking naturally and speaking as I would like to ideally, I suppose. Alright, so let's look at south, which I'm guessing might just be the opposite. We go 2, and then I'll go south. Perfecto. Okay. 3. Yep, all good. I'm going to go west. It'll be messed up. The question is, what's the modification to make? So it won't be Z. It'll probably be X. I think if I'm going west, I think I want to go -0.5. Oh, that's rotation. 0. Position. Yeah, west will be subtracting from X. Okay, west. I think I'm closing in on a solution here. Okay, so west, bam, bam, 1, 10. This is kind of fun. Okay, east, yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're all good. It's all good in the hood. Okay. And that works really good. I like that. It's a good time to stop. I kind of don't want to. I kind of want to keep going, but I got some other things I got to do tonight before I go to bed. Yeah, this is a decent stopping point. So, yeah, what am I going to do on this tomorrow? And I'm so excited. Well, I've got all day tomorrow to think about it. While I'm at coffee in the morning, while I'm at work during the day, and I will be excited to come back and resume. I think I'll probably hook up the beam to the top of my Trenchwalker's head, and the idea is that as he walks around within the trench, this beam on top of his head is going to be wreaking havoc wherever he goes. I'm just going to play with that. We'll do just a little bit more because it's almost like a little celebration of a victory here. Now, I don't know why he suddenly stopped moving. Maybe it has to do with the beam I put on top of him. So I was going to stop. But I just hate the idea of leaving this guy not working. So what came up in the problem? What's the problem? What is the friggin' problem? Why did you not move? Trenchwalker piece. That's all good. This stupid thing is always firing because ProBuilder, as much as I love them, they have not updated their scripts recently for newer versions of Unity. I hope that gets resolved. I'm sure they've got a good reason for not doing that. They're pretty stand-up people. So what's up? What's up? Beam offset. Trenchwalker. It's working before. Not working now. That's why. Because I wrote half-finished code. I basically overwrote a method without implementing it, which causes nothing to happen for this creature's initialization. So, come on. Let's do this again. I want my little happy... And then you walk out of the trench? You walk out of the trench on me? After I had you working? Oh no, I cannot end on failure. I cannot end with some weird little thing messing with me. Okay, so Trenchwalker piece. Trench B line. Run. Start debugging. Would fall, will return false. Would have adjacent. Well, that's the one that seems off. Target CRH. From decall 0, D-row 1. CRH should be 16, 14, 16, maybe either 13 or 15, 2. Yeah, that's right. So then there's the orthogonals. It's going to check column H plus D, R plus DR, CRH, H. So all of these should be no walls. There should be no walls in the place where he's proposing to walk to. Did I just see it return true? On which one? What? Oh, I know why. Because the beam has got default layer, which means the raycast scan at the beginning picks it up and treats it as a wall. So he moves up here because it seems to him that there is a wall there. It'll be this beam, but I just set the beam to ignore raycast. Okay, that should fix it. All right, let's even take off the breakpoint. Alright, now we're back in business. Yeah, so he's willing to come out of the trench if he can be close to another wall. But there's limits, because he can't come to this square that's out a little bit further, because that would mean leaving the safety of the wall. But he'll go back in the trench. And if I don't want him to go up on that little corner where he did, I can just extend those walls a little bit to either side and it'll be fine. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, that's another case. So he won't go into the middle square because he would have no orthogonal adjacent walls in that intersection square there. So I could extend the rules to allow him to accept them in the diagonals as well. I think I may want to do that. That would also mean he would kind of keep coming along the corner here, which could be interesting. Alright, I'm going to do that. Oh, I shouldn't keep going, but I want to. Okay, so where's the orthogonals? Okay, let's call those adjacents. Get adjacents. Adjacents include orthogonals and diagonals. Get CR delta. Okay. Oh, come on back. I want to watch him go around this corner. See, he's an agoraphobe. He'll stay close to that wall. He'll go down there, that's fine. Now he can cross the intersection. I gave him a little less fear. If I don't want him to kind of hop up like that, I can put some extra guard walls up. Okay. All right. Extra good time to stop with no known bugs. Just all new code to write tomorrow. New feature code. Save it. Save all. And end the stream. Thank you for joining me. I will be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. ish. Tomorrow being Thursday. And yeah. All right. See y'all.